I don't know what it is about names, but Kyler. Why does that one set me off so much? I hear Kyler and it's like red flag. I just want to fucking find a fight. I want to find an argument. Oh, nice fucking shorts, dude. Nice fucking shorts, dude. You get those at the long pants store, dude? Shorts down to your fucking shins, dude? The bottom of your shin, dude? The fuck, Kyler? The fuck out of here, Kyler. Ugh. One of these needs to move. Welcome to the LAYT Podcast, episode 8. For those of you listening on welcome to the LAYT Podcast, episode 8. For those of you listening in on audio only, I hope that things sound a little clearer. We're getting a little bit spicy with it. What can I say? I noticed some things that were kind of bothering me with it, and we upgraded some small little details, some small little tech. And damn, we're looking sexy. By the way, hi everybody, welcome back. Welcome. I'm welcoming myself back, I guess, but episode 8 should have had it out last week. Needed to take a week off. Also took my first couple days away from streaming in, I think, at least 30 days straight of streaming. And it was all needed, man. I think I had been just kind of overwhelming myself in a bunch of different ways, and luckily I'm starting to make sure that I'm getting some of that figured out. But especially coming up to this last little while here, man, getting a little overwhelmed. But I'm doing all right now, you know. It's a little bit dickish, but one thing that I had been talking about on stream is, lately at least, I have been hating the greeting. I absolutely hate this fucking greeting of, how you doing? I hate it. It's, hey man, nice to see you. How you doing? Because you have to respond, doing all right, thanks, how about you? And then it's just a fucking thing. I mean, you have to respond that way. If you don't respond that way, then all of a sudden it becomes a whole thing of someone telling you how they're doing, and it's like, yo, is that what we're really doing here? I don't know. Lately, I've just been really bothered by that because, you know what? I'm not doing great, but I'm still trying to be wherever I am, and it's like, we don't need to have that discussion. But then again, I also know this is just some bullshit, you know? I think it's just one of those weird things, man. It's like, I don't know. I'd like to be doing better than I am, but I don't want to be reminded of it. But I also understand that it's just a formality part of the discussion, right? But at the same time, it can be really draining to go through the formalities. I was trying to make the point on stream. I was like, oh man, I prefer the way that the UK do it with the, yeah, all right. And then you say, yeah, all right, back. And that's it. Or, hey, what's up? What's up? And that's it. Obviously, the idea is that it's still just a formality. You're not really answering. You're not really doing anything. It's just a nice way of saying, hey, nice to see you. But for some reason, it's just been triggering me lately. I don't know what that is in my head. I don't know what it is that overthinks those little things and that really over analyzes and I don't want to say addresses, but it over attaches more feelings to these little things than are real. I think that's the anxiety. I think that's what that is. I don't know why I'm going on so long about this. This has been just one thing I've been trying to work my way around. I don't understand why I dislike the idea of how you doing so fucking much. How you doing? Leave me the fuck alone. That's how I'm doing. Let's talk about something else. What did you do this weekend? What'd you do this weekend? Watched Aladdin live action. How was that? Blah blah blah. You know? I don't know why that seems so different to me. There is really no difference between being like, what have you been up to and how are you doing? I mean, or what have you seen? Like nothing like that. There's really no difference in the formality of it, in like the formation of it. But for some reason, my big ass fucking brain, and by that I mean my big ass ego within my brain, big ass. It wants to do its big ass thing. It's like we need to be involved, Quentin, in everything. Everything is a thing. Fucking large ass everything, man. It needs to be involved. It's like, no, Q. It's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a thing. Nothing is. Nothing is a big deal and nothing is a thing until you make it a big deal and make it a thing. This is a weird tangent. Aladdin live action. That was a fucking weirdo. I didn't mind it. I actually did watch it recently over this last little break I took. That I mean, let me talk about that. There's been a bunch of things that I've done over this past break. Aladdin live action was one of the nice ways that I relaxed. Watched that with one of the roommates. You know, they still included a lot of the OG music, which was great. It was nice to hear Will Smith do his old thing on it. I mean, it's hard not to compare it. I tried to watch it without comparing it to the original Aladdin, Disney's Aladdin. If you guys don't know what fucking Aladdin I'm talking about, I'm not talking about the short story from the book. No, I don't even know if it's a short story. I have no fucking idea. I'm not talking about whatever other Aladdin you think I'm talking about. I'm talking about Disney's Aladdin. They did a live action. I guess Mulan's out too. I didn't fuck with that. I'm not paying $30 to watch it on Disney Plus. Nah. We have Disney Plus. We'll watch it later. Whatever. Back to Aladdin. It was good, but it felt like it was lacking something to me. They really nailed the fucking characters, I'll say. Every actor did a pretty great job. You know what was missing to me? Fucking Abu and the parrot weren't like, well, I mean, I guess Abu wasn't voiced in the OG cartoon, but the parrot wasn't voiced by that motherfucking Gilbert Gottfried. Gilbert Gottfried. Why couldn't they bring back Gilbert Gottfried for the parrot? Instead, they get an actual parrot. I mean, they get a VR parrot. VR parrot. What the fuck am I trying to say? They didn't the virtual video game. They made it look like a thing, but it wasn't. It was made in a computer. What is that called? It was computer generated. It was graphics. It was science. They used science on it. It's a science parrot. I can't think of the word. They like motion capped a parrot and it looks like a real parrot and it's just not a parrot. It's graphics. What's that called? It's just it's there's definitely a word for this that I'm missing. Maybe I've said it already, but for some reason, science parrot fits to me. So they have this fucking science parrot instead of having Gilbert Gottfried. I just think he would have made a better choice. What the fuck, Disney? Bring back old Gilboy. One thing I was thinking to myself, though, while I was watching, and there's the whole story of the genie, and yeah, the genie wants to be free. 3 wishes, though. You can free him with one of your wishes, but wait a second. You only have 3 wishes. You gotta use your wishes and be cool and shit. And everyone wants to be powerful. Everyone wants to be rich. Everyone wants to bang a princess. You know, all that bullshit. I was just thinking to myself, wouldn't it be cool if there was a horror movie that started maybe with Finding the Lamp? Started with the genie telling him, hey, man, you got these 3 wishes. Somehow convincing him, no, you know what? Fuck them telling him anything. Rubs the lamp. Genie says, you have here's the rules I have to tell you. Like, there's a creepy interaction. You know he's an all-powerful fucking being within the wishes. But he shows how powerful he is, and then he's like, here are the rules. You got 3 wishes. Can't do the love thing, can't mess with free will, the whole shebang. Then he says, you can free me, but that has to take up one of your wishes. Here's the other thing. Can't get rid of me either. And now I'm coming after you, bitch. And he basically forces him, or forces whoever rubs the lamp, forces them, the team. Let's say it's a team effort to rub the lamp. This entire archaeological team out there. No, you know what? It's a team of burglars who break into an Egyptologist's house. No, not even burglars. They're burglars who are trying to, let me think. They're trying to rescue stolen artifacts and bring them back to Egypt or something like that. It's a little bit of they're holier than thou kind of thing. Like, how dare you take these artifacts, blah, 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 get a little bit into them being maybe vindictive and trying to get their own type of thing, right? They rub the lamp, that whole thing. The genie haunts the fuck out of them, and not really haunts, but tortures them until they eventually wish to free it. But then, hey, it's just an all-powerful being that's free, and it just goes fucking loose, and it just goes crazy. But the first 2/3 of the film can be building up to freeing the genie because, hey, it needs that time frame, and then everybody needs to die. Just because that's what they do. Of course, there'll be a whole middle part of, oh, well, if we do these 3 things together, well, we can stop the genie from achieving blah, blah. And then, no, they just all die. Everybody dies. I kind of feel like that'd be a little, I like that idea. I want to make that horror movie. I really want to make a bunch of horror movies. I've had a few ideas, but I really want to see that twist on Aladdin. I don't know what it should be called, though. Aladdin murder. Let's skip. No. Yeah. So watched a bit of that. That was great. I don't know about these live actions though, man. I haven't even seen Mulan yet. I'm sure it's going to be good, but I cannot get over just the rehashing, man. The fucking rehashing that the entertainment industry is doing. And this is the funny thing is I'm still enjoying it, but it's getting a little bit tiring. I mean, I'm still enjoying it, and I was playing that game Destroy All Humans on stream, which you ended up beating. That was a motherfucker to beat. Holy shit. The last mission on its own took me 4 days of streaming. What? Bitch, what? Last time on stream, it took me 4 days to do anything. I think I was trying to build my first house in fucking Bug Game. I don't know, man. That really wasn't that long ago either. That shouldn't have taken that long. I'm good at video games. How'd I ever beat that game as a fucking child? I don't think I ever did. How many games did I buy and just never play all the way through as a kid due to difficulty? Or have I just got a lot worse at video games? No, I've only got better at video games, baby. I'm fucking good with the mouse and keyboard. Fucking WASD, bitch. WASD all up on that shit. Yeah, I fuck around with the Alt and a Control. You know what? Sometimes I even delete a bitch. You delete it. You delete it. Pop me in any first-person shooter. I'm the first person that shoots you, you fool. I don't know how else to put it other than when it comes to video games, I'm a serial killer. I will murder you. Gladly. I'll be and that's the game, bitch. You're dead now. And you're sir, this is chess. You didn't need to bring a saber to chess. And I'm yeah, well, bitch, I won. Chop off all the heads of your pawns and also your head, you pawn. You know what I mean? It's just I get aggressive when it comes to this stuff, and I just, how did I do it before? I don't know how I did. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I failed myself. I need to go back and play some of these games that I used to as a kid. But I enjoyed the fuck out of Destroy All Humans when it was remastered. Why do I not like the idea of Mulan? Why did I not enjoy Aladdin as much as I should have? The songs were fun. The art and the costumes and the sets were all amazing, and every looks all great, and Prince Ali, fabulous he, Ali Ababa. Genuflect, show some respect, down on one knee. Why did I not like that much? I did, but at the same time, there was just a little thing in the back of my head like, this isn't anything new. This isn't anything new. Just tapping me in the, this isn't anything new. Hey, Quentin, this isn't new. You've seen this before. Hey, Quentin, this ain't shit. It's like, no, please make something new. Something just like, here's the thing. It's a business. You know that something that has an audience already has a certain percentage of that audience that will be just willing to watch it because, hey, it's I want to see what the new version of it is like me, right? This motherfucker, that's exactly what I did for Aladdin, at least. And there's, another percentage that just won't watch it. I don't know. I think most people probably will at some point, right? It's kind of insane. That's the thing. You already have the established audience. You have the established lore. You have the established story. You have all of it. You just have to revamp and remake and update it. And you know what? I enjoy it when it's done well. I think that Aladdin was done really well. Really fantastic, actually. The game Destroy All Humans I recently tried. Fucking done amazing. My roommate was telling me Shadow of the Colossus. That was also redone, a video game. If you don't know, Shadow of the Colossus. You're a little dude, you go take down big Colossus things. I don't know what it is, but it was remade, and I guess it was amazing, and I need to try it out. I really enjoy it, but at the same time, I'm like, I want something new. Give me something cool. But you understand, it's like they're like, okay, we know that our certain return on investment with an unknown property has it's unknown, right? A return on investment on something that has an unknown audience, an unknown, just unknown. It's unknown. All of it's unknown. It's that fucking, the cave and the Pokemons. It's full of unknowns. But you already have that property all built up. You already have the audience. You already have it. Man, why not do the remasters? And the reason is because it'd be nice to have something new. That's why you don't do it, motherfuckers. Give me something new. I'm complaining about this way too much, aren't I? I'm bitching about this way too much, but it has bothered me for a while. Maybe too long. Maybe just a smidge too long. Which I think maybe it was a smidge too long for me to not be making anything like this. Over this past little while, even when I was taking those couple days without streaming, I was thinking to myself, I don't necessarily have to do the podcast only on, well, I guess Tuesday is when I'm trying to release them, but I don't have to record them only on Monday. I can kind of record them whenever, as long as I just make sure to get them out. I still want to have it scheduled for Tuesday for the audio, Tuesday for the audio, Wednesday for video. But I'm also thinking maybe I start doing some outside of that, Maybe when I was taking that break, I could have recorded one where I talked with somebody or something, That's what I'd like to do. I've still been talking about it a little bit. I did get the thumbnail template down, and I'm going to actually make sure that's something I need to do, is make sure that I get a little freeze frame or something here so that I can actually do a decent thumbnail. But I was thinking to myself, I need to get some people on here. I need to start taking the podcast a little more seriously. the Late Podcast, episode 8, which is recorded a day later than it should have been. It's a late podcast, though. I mean, it's late. Sometimes it's not going to be on time. That's the whole idea of it being late. What can I say other than exactly what I just said? I'm not upset about that, though. I'm pretty happy with the fact that last night I did something I've been trying to do over the past, month. I went to bed at fucking 10:30. Ended the stream at 10 o'clock, thereabouts. I was talking to Chad. I'm like, hey guys, we've only been going for a little bit now. I wanted to record the podcast tonight, but I'm actually feeling pretty wiped out. I think I'm going to try to go to sleep. And instead of ending the stream and then sitting here and just playing games or watching videos or watching something on the TV or hanging out with my brother, whatever, I actually just got my shit together, turned off everything before I even gave myself a time to think about it. And I just went downstairs and I went to sleep. And I actually fucking slept a really decent amount of time. I slept so long, I had to wait for my brother to wake up so that he could go to work and I could leave my room without waking him up, because our rooms are kind of set up where my room's here, his room's right beside it, but I have to walk through his area to leave, And if I was going to be waking up, at 6:30, he has to wake up for work at 7:30. I'm not trying to wake him up an hour before he's supposed to be awake so that he has to fall back asleep and then fucking wake up again an hour later to go to work. Ugh. Personally, I wouldn't want to be woken up, an hour before I had to be up and then, heading to work. I'd be pretty annoyed about that. So I'm like, hey, I'm going to have to just sit in bed and watch some random videos, just try to wake up a little bit, that whole thing. And I did. But that's the thing. I couldn't even fall back asleep. I just tried to. I tried to lie down. I was like, oh, okay, it's 6 o'clock. I lied there for a while, and I lied there for a while, and I lied there for a while. And then I checked my phone again. It's 6:30, and I'm like, motherfucker. So I just started watching videos. But I slept for such a decent amount of time, man. I just feel rested. It's great. And I can get this done, and I'm going to upload it sometime here in the next little bit. But, that's the main thing today, get the audio out. And it's such a small thing, but I'm very happy with the fact that I did that last night. I'm going to try to stick to a little bit more regularity with that, especially as we're getting especially as everyone's heading back to school. Hope everyone's doing good with that, by the way. If either you are heading back to school yourself, or maybe you have a young one who's heading in, or a relative, or just someone you're living with who's going to school, shit's going to be a little different for y'all, man. I mean, I know I've made videos in the past on YouTube. I made them pretty frequently where I'd just talk about, heading back to school and how I'd try to give some advice to people. People would ask questions while I was live or just on videos about, hey, I'm heading back to school. I have no idea what's going on. This is my first time heading into high school, or I'm heading into college, or, I had a really rough time last year. I just switched majors, or just blah, blah, blah. And I tried to give a little bit of advice, but, this is a weird year, man. This is a weird one to come back to, and a lot of people are going back in different situations. So I can't give too much other than, hey, it's going to be different. It's going to be a strange situation. Be safe, for one. And I think other than that, just try to remember that it is going to be a short time, It might seem like a long time, because in terms of how long, a year is, it's full of a lot of days. It takes a bit to get through, right? But it's going to be done. And in the terms of your rest of your life, as long as you try to do the best and handle whatever you can this year, it's going to be a crazy one. It's going to be a crazy one. Wherever you are in the world, this year has been a crazy one so far. So going into school and dealing with all of that combined, there might be some issues. Let's just say that. But it's a short period of time. Try to get through it the best way you can. That's it. Just try to get through that time the best way you can. I think that's like the just general good advice for any new start is, it's going to be a period of time, however long it is, whatever you're doing, whether it's a new job, school, starting a YouTube channel, you got a commitment ahead of yourselves. For me, starting this YouTube channel is a commitment, that type of thing. I'm trying to remind myself here, hey, take it a day at a time instead of looking at it as weeks and weeks and weeks of recording or editing or whatever it is. Weeks of streaming. Just take it a day at a time. Okay, what can I do today? What do I need to do today? How do we get that done? Let's do it. It's kind of where I'm at right now. Just let's do it. So the other day on stream, I was writing a note on my wrist with permanent marker. No, it wasn't a permanent. Well, I mean, it is. It was a permanent marker, but it's not permanently there anymore. I washed it off. It's just a marker. I don't know why we get caught up in this whole permanent marker situation versus any other type of marker. I mean, it's not really permanent. It's going to go away at some point. Even this ink in my skin, this tattoo, like that's maybe close to a permanent marker. That, if you're a tattooist, what you are is a permanent marker. You permanently mark people. If you are a tattoo artist, you are a fucking permanent marker, you Sharpie ass bitch. Not this stupid pen here that I was writing on my wrist with that said, well, here's the thing, right? I found myself writing on my wrist and I was like, wait a second, what am I doing? It was just this weird memento type moment where I was reading what I was writing. And what it said was, grab hitchhikers. I was on stream writing grab hitchhikers on my wrist. I was like, wait, what? I stopped for a second and I kind of looked around and I had to laugh and tell stream what was going on. And I'm like, yo guys, I know I was talking about reading that book, but this looks really creepy. I wanted to come on and I have the book over here, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, or rather I have, a 5 novel kind of compodium. What the fuck word am I looking for? It's like it's not a composite. I mean, it is a composite, but it's like 5 books that are all about in the Hitchhiker's Guide universe, right? The Hitchhiker's universe. And it's all the short stories, right? What the fuck is the word? Either way, one of them. And I wanted to read that on stream. I wanted to remind myself, so I wrote grab hitchhikers on my wrist. I'm happy I don't fucking go anywhere. I don't want to be in the grocery line, about to go and buy fucking 8 cans of beans and a bunch of tomatoes, like a bunch of prepping stuff. Because every time I go in, I try to get a bunch of prepping stuff. I don't like to go in often, so I like to make sure I get solid shit. And then just on my wrist, have my fucking sleeve fall back and you see grab hitchhikers on this dude's wrist who's all fucking be-furred. Like that, this isn't a beard under my chin. This shit's some fur. Like this furry ass, Sasquatch looking motherfucker's talking about grabbing hitchhikers on his wrist. I'm very happy I don't go anywhere. That's a dangerous situation. So I got the book. I do want to read that on stream. I think that'd be a nice time. It's one of my favorite books. It's hilarious, but also sweet. Has a nice message to it, but also is just an interesting read. Well written. I think I need to do that, But my God, just grab hitchhikers on my wrist. I caught myself doing that. I'm like, yo, Q, the fuck? This is not correct. This is not right. And, it really wasn't. But I'm happy I went along with it. And I'm just happy that they haven't gotten out of my basement yet. Yeah. Watched Cobra Kai with the broski. Oh, geez. Booting the camera over here. Ended up watching Cobra Kai with my brother Brandon. And that show is pretty damn good. Another one hitting the nostalgia factor. Yo, look at this shit. Look at what wasn't I just talking about this? The Aladdin, the bringing back the old stories. I mean, it's cool. I really like the way they continued the Karate Kid story and kept on expanding on it, and it really was a sweet show. It's a sweet show. I hope there's another season. If only for all the fucking cliffhangers they had to hit you with on the last episode. I don't want to hit anyone with spoilers or anything, so I'm not going to yet. But I think there might be some spoilers at some point here. If there are, I will let you know just before. But it'll kind of fuck everything up. So whatever. Maybe I won't. Either way, there's a dude named Kyler on there. This motherfucker named Kyler. Oh my God. He's one of the cool kids. Kyler. As if Kyle isn't already associated with douchebaggery. You know how Kyler? Bro. We got Kyler, we got Chadbin, and we got Gregus. And we're all heading down to go boogie board with, all the babes down at Rockefeller Beach. That's just a party that's happening. That's fucking Kyler, man. Kyler gets up to some shit. I don't know what it is about names, but Kyler. Why does that one set me off so much? I hear Kyler and it's like red flag. I just want to fucking find a fight. I want to find an argument. Oh, nice fucking shorts, dude. Nice fucking shorts, dude. You get those at the long pants store, dude? Shorts down to your fucking shins, dude? The bottom of your shin, dude? The fuck, Kyler? The fuck out of here, Kyler. Ugh. His name feels like a slur to me. Look at that fucking Kyler walking over there. I mean, it is a little close to a slur, so let's try to stay away from that. But it feels like just a one that could be used. Like maybe the dude version of Karen. Or is that Kevin? I don't know what it is, but fuck Karens and fuck Kylers. That's all I'm going to say about that. Kylers drive lifted trucks, roll coal, while pounding a double vodka monster, Fucking Kylers. Piece of shit. I don't like a Kyler. I'm sure a Kyler stole my skateboard once, man. Kyler beats up people like 3 grades underneath him in grade school. Kyler is a college age individual that goes to high school to say hi to ladies. Kyler is a fuck. I'm sorry if there's any Kylers listening, but you might want to think about changing that shit, dog. That's just, ugh. I'm sorry. They didn't set you up right. That's the thing. Your parents didn't set you up right, Kyler. They didn't. They should have put you with just a more promising name. Like Nighthawk or Brome. I think Brome's a pretty cool name. I want to bring that one in. I'm going to maybe make a D&D character named Brome. Maybe I'll start that way, see how that feels. If Brome feels right, maybe I'll name my first child Brome. Brome Juno. Brome Juno. Brome Juno. It sounds like a word. I went down to Brome Juno the other day, and I got to tell you, girls down there, whoo, they're looking fine. Tig old bitties. Big old booties. Gooby doobies. And they got good boogers, too. Wait, what? Pardon me. Why are you looking at women's boogers? Gross. I think it's because of stuck with that Brom Juno. He's got a issue with Brom Juno up in his head. It's an issue. Oh. I think that when it comes to the stream and the podcast, I need to find a better balance for myself on the streaming end of things. Because we're having internet issues again, man, and that was frustrating me. And it's like, I can be spending my time more readily on content that can be enjoyed when I'm not live, It's the number one thing is while you're live, you're not growing. And while you're not live, if you're not making any content as a live streamer, you're not growing. And by content, you can be talking about tweets, you can be talking about Instagram, you can talk about other YouTube videos on other channels. You can be doing other podcasts, that type of thing. I can be doing these types of things. But being real with y'all, I've been finding it hard to do anything lately. Like some of these days, it is an impossible situation for me until I get a very large coffee inside of me. And even then, I'm still struggling. And that, it sounds a little bit like an exaggeration saying I really need to get that coffee inside of me, but I need like some sort of caffeine boost. I need something in the morning to at least get motivated enough to even think about like fucking taking a shower. Like it's been bad lately. I'm kind of speaking a little lightly about it, but holy fuck, some of these days. There's actually a day a little while ago. I took that first day off of streaming, and the next day, after I had a pretty good day, I had a pretty good day the day before, but you know, I had that decent day. I even, you know, I did the whole relaxation thing. I did the bath, the candle, the Epsom salts, fucking just watching cool things, hanging out with people, hanging out with animals. And then the next day, I woke up sobbing. Like I just woke up and I was chilling there for a little bit, and then all of a sudden, bawling in my mattress. Like I don't know what the fuck. I had no idea where it came from. I wasn't really thinking about anything crazy, but it was just like all of a sudden I just felt overwhelmed. I was like, I can't even get out of here. Like that, it was that rough. So I needed to make sure the next day that I had some coffee nearby because I needed something in the morning to be like, okay, let me just get this in and I'll feel a little bit better. Now I can get up and at them. It, it's, I don't know if it's just because of everything going on. I mean, I'm sure it is. Like there was that day, the day before actually, when I did take that night off, I also did head to we did some shopping, and I'm starting to realize I'm getting real fucking bothered with people in general. Like unless they're people around me that I trust, I can't trust any of these motherfuckers out here. I don't know, man. I can't. Being out in public here in Alberta is really bothering me with how callous people are towards other people, man. Which is I don't know. I don't think I have really no place to talk about that, or no, not no place to talk about it, but I don't really have a place I'm coming from where it's like I'm any sort of health professional, or I'm not even sick or could get sick or anything like it's like I'm not going to be in trouble if I get sick, anything like that. But it's also like, yo, so many people around here don't even think the situation's the situation and don't want to be wearing masks and don't want to be fucking, they want to just invade your space. And uh it it just makes me not want to be outside. So we went out and we did a little grocery shopping, and I got back and I was like, oh shit, I can't stream. So I had to have that fucking the rest of that day off. Like there it was just a blow up after blow up. And I knew that if I got on stream, I was gonna blow up at somebody on stream. And it's like I don't want to be feeling angry at anybody when I'm on stream. I actually really like being on stream. I have a lot of fun there. But when I show up with a bad attitude and I show up with that bad energy, all of a sudden I start taking that out on people in chat who are just wanting to be fun. Who were just saying, "How you doing, Quentin? Nice to see you." And in reality, we don't need to go into a whole deep thing of, oh shit, I'm doing rough, you know, blah 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 blah. It can just be doing okay, man. Thanks for stopping by. Nice to see you. It can just be that. But you know, I still blow it up on my own end and I make it a whole big thing. I think it's just one of those things that by being maybe aware of it, talking about it, I can actually hopefully develop a strategy to get around it. I've been starting to do a little bit more meditation on my own. I just decided I was like, yo, Q, you need to take more breaks and need to actually sit down and try to think about or try not to think. I guess dumb as it sounds, but try to let whatever's happening happen in your head, but just witness, you know, the whole mindfulness idea. And it does help, but I need to do some more strategizing and, you know, clean that up. I'm just happy that I'm actually one that I recorded this. I'm recording this rather. I'm very happy that this is happening. But I'm happy that the observational part is going on and I can actually make some of these changes and I can, you know, start doing again. That's the nicest thing about this. It's just the doing. It's trying. I think last year, if I would have been trying to do this, like I did with the late vlog series, I would have made one episode, or maybe I would have made up to 7 like I have now, but I would have taken that break and I just wouldn't have come back. I think that might have happened. I know that would have happened last year, because I would have been like, okay, I couldn't keep it going. Fuck it, it's done, man. I'm done. That was my idea. That was my thought process for sure. Is this isn't working? Okay, I'm done. This isn't working. Okay, I'm done. This isn't working. I'm done. I'm done. It was just it. It was I'm done. And I'm not there anymore. I'm not there anymore. I'm not done. I'm just here to do more, to try, to try, to try. That's the funnest part about it, man. And I'm by saying about it, I mean just about living is trying. It's just, as at least for me currently, I'm a pretty young guy, 27, 28 this year. The funnest part for me is still trying. I hope that continues to be the case. I'm pretty sure that will be the case for a while. I know you hear, people you get a different idea as you age, all of that, but I feel pretty confident in that trying is just a big part of me, and I'm going to keep doing that. Kind of feel like I've got to the ramble point of things. Up to now, I've been trying to make sure, trying again. I've been kind of making sure that I haven't really been going to my notes at all. I just wanted to do kind of a clean one through. I think I need to make sure to, here's the thing. I'm still trying to figure out what kind of format I like. And I think I'm starting to like more the idea of doing little sections and my little bits and everything within there. I think that's it's a fun way, but also it's an honest way for me to work with it. Admittedly, he says, fucking spitting all over his own mouth. I think that there's more editing that I'd like to work into here. Just more fun sections, more ideas. I need to get back into the top 5 thing. That's what I'd like to say. Next week, there's going to be a top 5. I need to figure out what the top 5 is, but I'm going to have a new top 5 next week. Maybe top 5 best remakes or something like that. And we're going to go at it. We're doing it. Top 5 best movie remakes, game remakes, something remakes. It'll be something like that. But I'm happy to be back here doing it. And next week, we're going to be back here doing it again. I think we're going to end it, though, guys. Thank you very much for coming by this episode of the Late Podcast number 8. My name is Quentin Juno. Go on, man. Thank you very much for stopping by. You can tell I'm kind of struggling because I'm like moving around in my chair. My chair's going backwards, and I'm still trying to keep the microphone in my face. I mean, you can't tell if you're listening, but you can tell in the video. I'm struggling right now. I'm happy to be here. Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it. Next episode, next Tuesday, I'm pretty sure. And next Wednesday. Bye.